Tesla and Mercedes, two giants of the car industry. But we don't care about cars, this is Flux, we care about websites. So let's stack them up against each other and see how they fare. And at the end, we'll declare a winner. Okay guys, so you heard it right. We're going to compare the Tesla and Mercedes websites. We posted about this on Instagram about a week or two ago and you guys absolutely loved it. I'll throw it up on the screen right now. And yeah, so I saw that and I knew I had to make a video about it. And we may just admire the cars a little bit as well. Looking at them now and they're quite good looking. So the way we'll do this is we'll have like some sort of criteria. So we'll compare 5 things or 5 concepts: hierarchy, color, we'll do UX, content strategy, and art direction. And like I said, in the end, we'll declare a winner and we'll see how it goes. And you guys will tell me who you thought won. So let's start with hierarchy. And I actually think a good place to start is defining visual hierarchy. It's the concept that we mention quite often here on Flux Academy, very frequently, and I know that most of you are probably aware of what it means, and that's great, but I think it'd be a good place to start. So, and by the way, this website, absolutely love this website, nngroup.com. I often refer to it on our Instagram stories, our website redesign series. So this may look a little familiar, but I'll link this in the description. Absolutely incredible resource for UX research and just design studies in general. Super good. Anyway, so visual hierarchy definition. So the visual hierarchy of a 2D display, web page, graphic, print, etc. refers to the organization of the design elements on the page so that the eye is guided to consume each design element in the order of intended importance. So what all that blabber means really is establish what your message is, establish the flow, the order in which you want people to go through your message, and then use concepts like size, color, grouping, etc. to lead users through your message. And so that's hierarchy. That's basically hierarchy. And I'm saying that word over and over and over again. And you know when you say a word repeatedly and it just ends up starting to sound kind of weird? That's where I'm at right now with hierarchy. Anyways, let's jump into the Mercedes website first. And pretty nice website. I love these product shots, super sharp. Only thing is, I mean, the imagery is super, almost like kind of overpowering everything else. I mean, this heading, subhead, and CTA just really gets lost here. But maybe that's intentional. I mean, they're very product focused, and the car is very good looking. But here's the thing, and we're not really going over typography, but you know, part of the reason why this text is getting lost is because, I mean, if we look at the subhead here, it's absolutely tiny. And if we use our what font Chrome extension, 12px, that's absolutely tiny. I think the minimum you should probably go for is 16. So anybody with, you know, even just slightly poor vision may not be able to read this. So watch out for that. Not only that, but I don't know about the contrast here. This group kind of gets lost, but overall, not too bad. Pretty simple layouts. Anyways, let's jump into the Tesla one. And the Tesla website, I love the way they sort of established their hierarchy. It's always sort of the same. It's very consistent in that they have an image where the car is always in focus and everything else is either out of focus and blurry, or they're using some sort of solid background or something that's near solid background. And so, you know, it's always the same. You see the car first and then the headline, Model S, subhead, and then the CTAs, always. And I love how clean it is. I love how consistent they are with this. So kudos to Tesla for that. I think they win the hierarchy around. I don't know, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Anyways, let's move on to color. Let's start with Tesla this time around. And so this is the Model 3 page, and really elegant use of black and white. First thing I always notice whenever I see these kind of black type on white background, I always check to see if they're using pure black or near pure black. Pure black or near pure black type is kind of hard to look at for some people that have I think it's called contrast sensitivity or something like that. So for them, pure black text on white, it kind of makes it look like the text is moving, the letters are moving around. So I'll link this article. So a guy sort of it was kind of like an unintentional case study, I think. I haven't read the whole article, but I read this section, which is super interesting. So he showed this kind of logo redesign, I think it was, to one of his coworkers, and she had that vision problem, that sort of contrast sensitivity, and she was like, the letters are moving, but of course the letters aren't moving. It's just that's what happens for some people that have that contrast sensitivity, and you use like pure black or near pure black. This isn't even pure black. But anyway, be mindful of that. We just went on a tangent. Other than that, things, another thing that I noticed here, and what is this? No, thank you. So the text on this image, I would put a black gradient behind this text. Because it does sort of get lost here on that image. So that's the one thing, right? And they do make this mistake pretty often, right? Here, color contrast here is not really good at all. So I would add, nothing too crazy, just a little gradient behind the text. A black gradient would have done the job, and it wouldn't have hindered the actual image. So there's that. Other than that, pretty good. Let's move on to the Mercedes website. And for them, honestly, color contrast everywhere is really solid. Again, black and white, really, really elegant use of black and white. They're using blue as sort of as their accent color. They're using it for links, clickable links, buttons, etc. But another thing is, see, this text could stand out a little more and not get lost in that really patterny background if they used, maybe, I know that you're not supposed to, but it's not super good practice to use shadows on text. But if you use a super, super, super blurry and low opacity black shadow, it would really help the readability of this text here. So that's the only thing that I would really kind of remark in terms of color contrast on the Mercedes website. Otherwise, really good. Okay, let's look at UX now. Let's look at usability and see how they fare. First thing I noticed, this really bothered the crap out of me when I first got on the Tesla website, is the sort of scroll hijacking that's going on when you scroll down. It's got a slideshow feel to it, and this may be cool. Some people may enjoy it, but what if I'm at the bottom of the page and I want to scroll back up really quickly? There's something I want to, review. See, right now I'm scrolling really fast, but look at how slow it's going. I'm scrolling really, really fast. I'm not getting anywhere, but I'm still scrolling. But anyways, that would have been cool. Just let me scroll at my own pace. This doesn't feel natural, to be honest. And, you guys let me know your thoughts in the comments, but to me, doesn't feel natural, feels kind of choppy and weird and slow. And what Mercedes did, so we'll jump onto the Mercedes website here, is they got that sort of slideshow effect as well, but you get to scroll at your own pace, right? So I get to scroll at my own pace, at least for the first few here, which I don't know, this feels so much more natural. And otherwise, in terms of UX for the Mercedes website, and we already spoke about this, as is pretty bad, is the font size here. And it's absolutely tiny everywhere. It's not just on the homepage. So we'll go on a product page here, the GLA SUV. This is tiny, right? This is tiny. And you see it everywhere. So, that's a bit of an issue. Somebody with even slightly poor vision is not going to be able to read this. So that's another thing for Mercedes. Increase your font size, man. Otherwise, I think that's it for Mercedes. That was one cool thing on this product page, actually. I really love this slider. So it shows the two different packages, the sport package and then the night package. And I love the way, this is a great way of comparing, having a slider like this. So I thought that was really neat. So shout out to Mercedes for the slider. I love this. I don't think I've seen this. I mean, I've been on quite a few car websites. I haven't seen a slider being used like this. So this is pretty cool to compare packages. All right. Next thing is art direction. So let's see how they compare there. Let's start with Mercedes. Few things I noticed which I really like. So first of all, I mean, it's very sophisticated. It's supposed to be a sophisticated upper class, really classy brand. So you've got the sharp corners everywhere, like on the buttons, on the images. Everything is just really sharp and sophisticated. This little grid here, pretty cool. And I like how the car sort of spills out here. Really nice, but I'd improve that shadow. Obviously this is a fake shadow, but they could have done a little bit of a better job on that shadow. Could taper off a little better, but anyway, that's pretty cool how the car kind of spills out of the image like that. Otherwise, kudos to Mercedes. Yeah, I was looking at the all vehicles page. This was sort of underwhelming coming from them. It's just missing that sort of oomph, the extra. I mean, Mercedes-Benz is supposed to be, the top of the line in terms of sophistication and class. This products page seems a little underwhelming, to be honest. But that's that. Tesla. So Tesla, in contrast, we're seeing more rounded corners, like especially on the buttons. The images are all full screen. So everything is kind of cropped on the edge of the screen. Rounded corners, and I really like how they're using diagrams. The diagrams are super neat. So always use diagrams when you get the chance. And if we check out their Cybertruck page, I love this page. So what's really cool here is if you look at the button, they've got one corner clipped, and they just made this page look super futuristic. It's simple. I mean, there's nothing crazy going on, but the product shots, just the layout, I don't know, it just feels super futuristic and cool. I think it's mostly the product shots. I mean, this it looks like it's on another planet. Look at that trailer. Anyway, cool videos. So kudos to Tesla on the art direction. Okay, let's move on to content strategy, and this is an interesting one. Let's start with Mercedes. So one thing that I noticed, so I was scrolling through their GLA SUV page, got to the bottom, or near the bottom, I think it was, and I came across this really neat video. As they called it, Mercedes-Benz ASMR. I don't know if you guys know what ASMR is, but it's this phenomenon that sort of blew up on YouTube about maybe 4 or 5 years ago. People basically kind of whisper and make these really soft sounds on the mic, and it helps people fall asleep. And they leverage this. I mean, it really blew up, by the way. This ASMR thing, it really blew up. So they've got tons of ASMR creators on YouTube right now that get millions of views. But so Mercedes decided to leverage that, and they created a sort of ASMR video. I guarantee if you watch this video, you'll fall asleep. We're not gonna watch it together because we're just all gonna fall asleep. But a good kind of fall asleep. It's relaxing, it's sophisticated, it's tranquil. Not fall asleep because it's boring. Just clarifying. So yeah, good for Mercedes. I love that they leveraged the sort of ASMR concept and created that video. Good on them. So let's look at Tesla. Tesla, they don't have anything kind of that falls in line with that, but for them, it's just the whole package. The product shots, the punchy copy, the stats. So on every page, there's always stats, right? Maybe not on that page. Stats that pop up, really cool. The copy is like super concise and effective. A place for everything. I mentioned the diagrams earlier. So with Tesla, it really is the whole package. Let's declare a winner. I think, in my opinion, in my personal opinion, I think Tesla won this one. And it wasn't even close. Not really. It was. I mean, Tesla wins by quite a bit. But that's not to say the Mercedes website is bad. It's pretty good. Although I do hate the scroll hijacking on the Tesla website. Please remove that, Tesla. Elon, talking to you, man. Just get rid of that scroll hijacking. Talk to your web designers. Anyways, just kidding. So for me, Tesla website wins. Comment who you thought won. And let me know if we should do this again. Make sure to like the video. Leave a comment. Subscribe if you aren't already. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.